Hi guys, Julien here from Fota. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Hippocampus abdominalis. So it's a fancy name for those lovely seahorses that we have here. It's the big belly or pot-bellied seahorses, which is one of the largest species of seahorses, and they are found around Australia and New Zealand. So at the moment we have 24 seahorses, so some left from the original group that we got. We got 12 originally, plus some babies that we kept here and raised. So the female will produce the eggs, so you'll see sometimes the female with a really round belly, so she won't give birth to the young ones as the eggs are not fertilized yet. So she will actually lay the eggs inside the male's pouch, so they will be swimming up and down in the tank. It's sort of a bit of a dance. That's the mating process. So the female will deposit the eggs in the male's pouch, which then the male inside the pouch will fertilize the eggs. Then the male will carry the eggs and incubate the eggs for roughly around 30 days, which then, with contractions from his belly, after 30 days will give birth and eject all those small seahorses. So he kind of, it's just kind of a few bursts and clouds of baby seahorses around the tank. So that's one of the largest seahorse species. They would have between 300 up to 700 youngs, sometimes a lot smaller batches. Some males would have, especially the smaller males, might only have 40, 50 young ones at a time. But they can go up to that 300 up to 700 babies. In the wild, it's a mechanism, so the young ones will be pelagic, so they'll be floating away, or they will be actually hanging off debris that'll be floating away, and a lot in the wild would die. They'll be picked up by the other fish, or some won't be able to feed themselves. So that's the idea behind producing so many youngs, is that there's a small percentage to have a chance, or more chance actually, to reach adulthood. They would in the wild breed at around a year old. It's been seen in captivity breeding from as young as 8 to 9 months old, and there's no real breeding season. They will go fairly constantly. The males would have probably 4 or 5 incubations at the time, and then might have a break and then carry on again. So we're lucky to have a group there. We got quite a good few females, a few males as well, and some babies anyway, just in the smaller tanks. So we have them at the start in special tanks to feed them, and then as they get older, they'll be moving on to frozen food, so things like mysis and krill. We are growing artemia as well to give them some of the live feed every now and then. So we'll try to shuffle that around. And we actually have a lovely feeder here. So these guys are trained now. Instead of putting the food and scattering the food all around tank, we're just going to put the food at the top of that tube, which is going to go down, and now they know, so they actually could smell the mysis and the krill. There's a few kind of slot inside the plate there, so they can hang off with their tail and then pick at the food as it comes down to the bottom. So there's no waste of food going around the tank and then polluting the tank, which we have to really keep an eye on. The water quality with these guys is quite important.